Good day and welcome to the Church and the Poor. My name is Father Hayden Augustine from the Missionaries of the Poor, and I have with us this evening a group from Marymount University in Arlington, Virginia. And this is a group of one priest and how many women? 18. Yes, but the priest is not here today.
Yeah.
But we have Erin, Lauren, and Chinamanawa. Yeah. And they will be our panelists, and then we have a group of in the audience. We will speak with them also. Lauren.
Yes.
What's brought you here? What brought you to Jamaica, and what brought you to Missionaries of the Poor?
Well, this is my third mission trip.
Okay.
I've been to the Dominican Republic and Nicaragua. So I just wanted another experience. And Ashton, who is in charge of campus ministry at our university, has always shared, she's been here several times, and she always has a lot of great things to say and how she loves it so much. So I wanted to experience it for myself.
She motivated you?
Yes.
Well, you've come with a big group, you've come with a big team.
Yes.
Erin, you've come here for the first time also?
Yes, this
what
is my
brought
first
you
time.
here?
I've always done service in the States, and it's something that I'm very passionate about. And when I saw the chance to go come to Jamaica and do something so powerful, and with the Missionaries of Poor, I jumped at the opportunity and wanted to come as soon as I could.
Yes, good. And you're enjoying it so far?
I love it here.
Good. What have you done? What are the things you've been doing?
I visited a few of the centers. I was at Lord's Place again today. I've been to Jacob's Well and Bethlehem with the kids. And it's whatever the brothers ask, I'm more than willing to do anything. It's just doing God's work is just so amazing and so powerful, and doing it with people that are just as passionate about it with me is just a great time.
Chinamanawa, are you as passionate as Lauren and Erin about this experience?
Definitely.
What brought you here?
So I came mainly because I'm a big believer of taking opportunities when you're presented with them. And I was presented with the opportunity to go on an alternative spring break and do service. And we're coming here to Jamaica, so so I definitely jumped at the opportunity. And kind of similar to what both of them said, like, we've been having a lot of fun here, working at the centers, meeting new people. We keep like debating on who we're gonna take home with us, or when we can come back. But yeah, we've been having fun.
Good. Which centers have you visited?
So the first day I went to Lord's Place. Then I went to Good Shepherd, and then every day after I leave those places, I'm like, oh, I have to come back tomorrow. Then I go to Good Shepherd, I'm like, no, I have to come here tomorrow. Okay. And then today I went to Faith Center and worked in their pharmacy there. So we kind of help do like blood pressure screenings, glucose checks, and things like that, make sure everybody is healthy, and if they're not healthy, what can we do, type of thing. So that's just a little bit of work. We just give water to whoever needs water, broom, clip toenails.
Do whatever you're told. Obedience.
Yeah, whatever we're told, yes.
Okay. Lauren, you're a nursing student?
Yes.
Yes, and how does this program fit into your studies? Are there any similarities or?
Yeah, there definitely are. I'm in a community health class right now, so that's all about going out and serving the people in your community. So this is kind of the perfect fit for that. The brothers just serving the residents day in and day out, and it's 365 days a year that they do this, and they're so joyful and passionate about it. And I've just learned a lot from the brothers, and they've been able to learn a little bit from me too, which has been nice. So at my community health clinical back in the States, we do a lot of blood pressure screenings, and it's a lot of education. So being able to do that here and just helping as many people as we're able to, and educating the brothers as much as as much as I can. They do know a lot, though. Even if they haven't gone to nursing school, they know how to do a lot more than I do. So it's been nice to learn from them, too.
Erin, what are you studying?
Elementary education.
And how does that fit into this experience?
I don't know. I loved being at Bethlehem the last few days. The children just bring me so much joy and just put a smile on my face. And whether it's feeding or playing or running around the center, it's all just out of joy, and they just have so much fun, and they cling to you and they wrap their little legs around you, and they won't let go all day. And definitely learned that. Had a few monkeys on me all day, but I loved it. And I came back and I was like, when can we go again? I want to be with the kids. They just bring me so much joy. And
now you're living with the brothers at Jesus Redeemer Monastery. How does that experience, Noah? How does that experience? That's too fast.
No, it's honestly, it's a really good experience. And the only difficult part is waking up early for morning mass. So we do morning mass, and then we do morning mass, afternoon mass. We always do mass. Prayer. Morning mass, and then we have different prayers.
Right.
So we've been adjusting to that. It's just the hardest part is honestly just waking up early. But I do appreciate, and we were kind of talking about this amongst ourselves, how much we appreciate how often the brothers just take time and pray.
Throughout the day. So, even before you go to sleep, before you do anything, after you do it, before lunch, after lunch, we take time to pray. And that really helps to recenter us and remember why we're doing our work, Our leader, Ashton, when we first came, she was like, that's really where you get your energy from. Because by the end of the day, you'll be so tired and like worn out from just doing whatever you've done throughout the day, and you go to afternoon prayer and you kind of regain that energy, from God. So it really does help to recenter us and remember why we're doing this. And I don't know. So I'm not complaining about the prayer, just if we can move the time. Lauren, honestly, how have you found the prayer life of the brothers?
It's definitely challenging. I don't think I've ever prayed this much, like in my whole life, ever. It's literally hours every day, but same as she was saying, it's just, I don't know, I wake up this early sometimes at school for nursing clinicals to go to the hospital, and I dread it, and I'm so tired throughout the day. But waking up and then just starting your morning with prayer and adoration and just meditating and just kind of being in the presence of God and Jesus is just, it's just peaceful. And I just find it really encouraging, especially when we have afternoon prayer with the brothers and then we have lunch with them. They're always so thankful for the poor of Jamaica, and they always say, we wouldn't be here if it weren't for them. And I just think it's very admirable because by standards of the world, their lives they shouldn't be happy and joyful and loving life as much as they do. And it's just inspiring, I guess, to see that. So while it is still challenging, you kind of get into the flow of it.
Right.
We've been here a few days now, so you kind of get the hang of it.
Erin, do you agree?
I do. Yeah, that kind of summed it up. I think it's refreshing to wake up, to start your day and end your day the same, and just on a happy note of, hearing the word of God, and just before you go to bed, remembering that He is there for us and He is present in our lives, and waking up that same day and just realizing that He's still here and He never leaves you throughout the day, and each prayer reminds you of that. And I love doing it at the centers and seeing all the residents get into it. And today we were doing the rosary with some of the brothers and some of the residents, and they had so much joy and screaming the Our Father and screaming the Hail Mary, and they were so excited about it. And to see someone that excited about prayer is refreshing, and I see it in the brothers and I see it in the residents, and it's just lovely to see.
That inspires me when the residents pray. I've always been inspired by the residents pray. As disabled as they are, and probably their prayers are more sincere than ours. That has always given me a lot of joy and hope that my words are as weak as they are. God really listens to our prayers.
Alleluia, alleluia.
You mentioned Ashton. She's in the audience. Yes, Ashton, you're the leader of this group. Yes. Tell us about yourself and how many times you've been here.
Yeah. So
and why you brought these girls down.
Yeah. My name is Ashton, and I've been here 5 times. And I work in the campus ministry office at Marymount. And I don't know, there's something about this place, something about the joy in my heart. I kept telling them when we were coming, I was like, my heart is just swelling thinking about being there. And so it's kind of like bringing people home to see your family, you know. I just couldn't wait for them to meet everybody that I had talked about and meet the brothers. And it just brings me so much joy. It's been very humbling. I've been sick the last 3 days, and so I haven't been to the centers. No, it's okay. But it's cool when they come back and they tell me these stories and like, yes, this is what I love. So,
good.
Yeah.
Can you introduce some of your colleagues here?
Yeah. Do you want them to
speak and share their experiences?
Yes. I'll introduce Kathy first. Kathy in the front.
Kathy.
Hi, I'm Kathy. I guess so. An experience of mine. I think what has really helped me this week is thinking. I read a couple of reflections beforehand that really helped me focus, and just thinking about like drawing from like when Jesus says, when you help the least of my children, you're helping me. And just thinking about how all the people we are helping are Christ, and like treating them as such. And it's just been really beautiful to learn that and have that opportunity to
Great. Wonderful.
live God's words.
Yes, Catherine. Anyone else can take the mic? Feel free. Or throw it up in the air.
Hi, my name is Bernadette. Something that has really struck me this week is just the love that I've encountered in the residents. And despite their mental and physical ailments and sicknesses, they're just so happy and joyful, and their love for Christ, as well as you were saying, is just really inspiring and helps me to be grateful for my own life, and really helped me to see Christ as well.
Yes, Bernadette. Thank you. Anyone else? What about from this side? Yes.
For me, what's been really insightful has been how the littlest things seem to make them so happy. So when I went to Lord's Place the other day, and I probably gave out water for like a solid hour, and just like walking back and forth, and everybody sticking out their hands like water, and it was just very humbling, because like for me, like I can get up and go get my own water, but for them, like people who are wheelchair bound need somebody to go get it for them. And then also like today I put on lotion on probably like 15 different people, and like you're walking around with a bottle of lotion, everybody's like, oh, sticking out their arms because everybody wants to have lotion put on them. So it's interesting how like just touching them and being with them is all they want.
Yes.
So
yes. Wonderful. Back this side, or you want say something?
I'm Vanessa, and something that's just really inspired me this week is just whenever I went to Bethlehem, just seeing how happy the kids are with each other, because truly those are like their siblings to them, because they're the people that are with them all the time, and just seeing some of them just waving to each other was something that that made them so happy throughout the days.
Yes. Rebecca. Anyone else?
Hi, my name is Christy. One thing that I think has particularly struck me was working in Bethlehem with a lot of the children. And one thing I've enjoyed a lot is actually speaking to the brothers, and, you know, the way they get their like emotional and spiritual nourishment from, you know, praying every day, and they use that to, you know, take care of all of these people. And I was speaking to one of the brothers, and I asked him, do you think that these children really do benefit from everyone coming down here and just spending time with them? Because these kids, they can't usually just take care of themselves. Sometimes the only thing you can really do for them is just hold their hand or speak or sing to them. And so with that in mind, I asked him that question, and he said to me, absolutely. Every single person that comes here and just spends time with these kids, when, you know, because sometimes the brothers are so busy, they don't always have time to just go and sit with a child or, you know, just pray with them or anything like that. And he said that the volunteers that come here really are the ones that can bring so much joy to these children. He said to me, people always say, I'll bring you money and that'll help your mission. Like I'll give you as much money as you want. And he would say to me, well, why don't you come down here and just spend time? Because ultimately no amount of money is going to really like affect that child's happiness or give them as much joy as this person who will just come down here and spend time with them.
Excellent. Very true. Yes, yes. Anyone else? But before we get back to the panel.
Hi, I'm Sarah from Maryland. I went to Jacob's Well 2 times this week. The first time I walked in and this little, she's probably about 38, she came up to me, asked me my name, and then she also gave me a hug, and then she whispered in my ear, like, I prayed for you last night. God told me to pray for you. And that was very inspiring to me. It affected me because it realized, like, we aren't the ones, like, just praying for them. They're praying for us also.
Yes, very true.
So that was a very, like, impactful experience for me.
Feel free.
Yeah.
You want to sing something, I think? You want to sing about it?
Yes.
Let's hear that.
So, I mean, I've been very blessed to be here. Honestly, I've been honored to be doing similar things that you guys do. And as I spoke earlier, things that, like, the greats such as Mother Teresa does, it's an honor for me. And at some points, it makes me feel unworthy, especially when I look back on my own sins in the past. And so, I would love to sing for you. There's a song, I'm not sure when it came out, but it's called How Can It Be by a singer called Lauren Daigle. So it goes something like this. I am guilty, ashamed of what I've done, what I've become. These hands are dirty. I dare not lift them up to the Holy One. You plead my cause, you right my wrongs, you break my chains, you overcome. You gave your life to give me mine. You say that I am free. How can it be? Yeah. How can it be? Yeah. How can it be?
Names the greatness of the Lord. All men will bless me in the name of God, Almighty Lord. My soul proclaims the greatness of the Lord. From age to age they will call me blessed one. Oh, holy, holy, holy is his name. His loving mercy blesses all who fear his just commands. He raises all.
Erin, how do you see this experience impacting your future plans or your future ideas or goals?
I think it kind of opens a window of, like, making me see that I can do anything. In my experience as a teacher from here on, I've always loved the idea of traveling and going abroad and teaching. Now I'm realizing that my need might be more needed somewhere where I didn't expect it would be. I hear about all these great trips, and I've always wanted to, go to Italy and Rome and all these European countries, and I'm realizing that I don't have to go that far to make an impact. I can come down here, I can go someplace even greater, and it's giving me no limits to what I can do with my degree, or even just the love of Christ. And it might not be teaching that I want to do after I graduate. It might end up being someplace else where I just want to give and live the life that Jesus wants me to. So I'm open to anything he gives me.
Wonderful, wonderful. Lauren, has this experience changed any of your plans as a nurse? I mean, nursing, okay, it's kind of along the lines, but probably how you do nursing.
Yes. Well, after my first mission trip, I actually looked into joining the Peace Corps because I was so impacted by it. And I truly believe that nursing is caring for the whole person, and I'm able to do that more here. While hospital nursing, of course, it's great and we need that, but that's more of a quick fix. And I think when you spend time with people and you get to know their families and know their story, then you really know who they are. And so I've been looking into some missionary nursing jobs, actually.
Wonderful.
So we'll just see what God has in store, but yeah, I'm just excited for the future, and I know it'll all work out how it's meant to be. So.
Kind of along the same lines of both of them. I mean, as young people, we always have an idea of what we want to do, and we always have kind of like a plan for our lives and what we think should happen. But I mean, experiences like this, just being exposed to such love and just being in the presence of God's work and his mercy and seeing it in action and everything, it can really affect those plans. I mean, personally, I feel like I have a personal love for the medical field and just the how much work and how effective it can be to just have the knowledge. And I personally want to apply that knowledge to our brothers and sisters that we've met here at the homes and things. So when they come up to me and they're like, "Oh, my belly hurts," we can tell if it's just an upset stomach or if it's something more, things like that.
Right.
So I don't know. I think that'd be how it affected me.
We must go to preach the good news. We must go to heal the sick. We must go to welcome sinners. We must go to give all hope. We must strengthen all in life. Show the way, the truth, the life. We'll sacrifice our lives so all might live.
And about the youth now, you're young people. Aaron, you first. What message would you give the youth, young students like yourself, back home when you go back to Virginia? What would you want to tell them about how they should look at life and, respond to the events of their lives based on what you've experienced here?
We were talking about it today in one of our small groups about just how blessed we are where we're living and how much opportunity we have, and even just the education we're getting. And sometimes we were complaining about how we have to go back to school on Monday and how we're really not looking forward to going back to class, but have some of the brothers just want that knowledge and want to know more, and just us taking it for granted kind of just puts us in our place. And I think that we're the next generation. It's us, and we can do so much, and we have so much to offer the world. And I think that being single-minded, sometimes we kind of limit ourselves to what we can do. And being down here definitely opened my eyes that there is nothing we can't do. And with God by our side, we have so many opportunities and so many things we can help with. And if people just see that and know how much they can make an impact, whether it's home or abroad, then just make an impact. And I think we have so much power, and we don't even know it yet.
Yes, thank you, Aaron. Lauren, what will you tell the youth back home?
I think same as Aaron, just that not to take anything for granted, and that just to truly believe that everything happens for a reason. And I really like the Bible verse, Jeremiah 29:11, about not being anxious for tomorrow, and just knowing that God does have a plan for you. And I've just seen in my own life, like all these little things that happen, they're not coincidental, and they all happen because, yes, and God wanted them to happen, and all the things that happened to get me to this point to be here today. So to just trust in God and His timing, because it definitely is frustrating, and especially in college, it's a hard time. There's a lot of distractions, and we live in a world that isn't very
so perilous sometimes,
yes,
and uncertain.
Yeah. So to just always trust that God knows the plan for you, and just to keep remembering that even in the toughest of times.
What do you share with the youth?
In terms of youth, I mean, I think it's funny you should mention that, because many of the brothers here are so young. I mean, they're like 20-something, 30-something.
Tell me about it.
So I think that was very interesting to me. And I know some of us were talking about it recently, how young they were, and how despite any questions they may have or difficulties they may have in terms of being a brother, a man of the cloth, and whatnot, I think it's really inspiring that they're out here and with the Missionaries of the Poor. And I know from experience that they're always trying to recruit us every day.
We have MOP sisters.
We've been told.
Every opportunity you guys get, which is good, because But I would say to the youth, back home that, you know, this could be an avenue that they may want to take a look at, you know. You never know what God has planned for you. But I think it's really, really, really cool that so many of the brothers here are so young, and it makes it so much more fun. Like when they're out there with the residents, it's literally like just playtime. Like
the energy is so high.
The energy, I mean, is amazing. Even if they're just singing a song, like they'll be singing. I know at Lord's Place when I went the other day, I forgot the brother's name, but they were doing afternoon prayer, and they were, you know, singing a song and, you know, rolling in the ocean, rolling. And all of the residents got up and started dancing with each other and with the brothers. And I think that goes to show that, I mean, I don't know, you never know what God has planned for you. And that's the message I would tell the youth back home.
Good. Well, thank you, young ladies. Thank you, students of Marymount University, Arlington. It was a pleasure having you. Thanks for viewing The Church and the Poor. And stay with us as we continue exploring ways in which we can bring God's presence among our people today. Thank you.